Hello. I don't have many drinks today. We'll see if this suffices. How are you? What's going on? How was your Christmas? Very nice. Great. I had a really nice Christmas. Such a nice Christmas. Hi Fatal. Hi Jason. Hi Waleed. Merry Christmas. It's the 28th. This week, the week between Christmas and New Year's, it might be my favorite week of the entire year. Because it's like, it exists in this no man's land. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist on a calendar. It has no rules. It has no time. It has no purpose. It has no intention. Whatever you say goes. It's the Wild West. This week, whatever you say goes. Whenever you want to wake up, that's when you wake up. Whenever you want to go to sleep, that's when you go to sleep. You want to work out, you want to not work out. You want to like eat whatever you want to eat, like eggs at 11 p.m. Eat eggs at 11 p.m. Whatever you want. You want to like get dressed up fancy every day, go for it. You want to like wear sweatpants all day, go for it. You want to like live in pajamas or even like go places in your pajamas, no one's allowed to judge you for it because it's this week, it's the 28th. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to spend, doesn't count. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. We worry about that in the next year. Everything we do right now, we worry about it in 2025. Let future self worry about that. You're at work. Fatal. Yeah, it's fine. Hi, Snarly. How are you? In less than an hour. Well, great. That's perfect timing. So yeah, I had a really good Christmas. I got some really nice gifts. I had time with friends and family. I ate a lot of cheese. I forgot about cheese. Like, I just forgot it existed in a way. I was like, oh yeah. Brie. Right. Brie. Had a lot of cheese, a lot of crackers, a lot of grapes. And for some reason I got into like cranberry vodkas. I had a lot of cranberry vodka on Christmas. And then tried to recreate it at home, but I didn't have vodka. I only had rum. And cranberry rum does not work. I just want to warn you all. Cranberry rum doesn't work. Who drinks rum? Who are these rum drinkers? Anyway. That's good. Future hat. I know you didn't mean it like that, but that's actually like such a great like future hat. I don't know why I love that idea so much. I feel like I would want my band name to be called that or something. Future hat. Ooh, what are you eating, Fatal? Your mother. Hi. Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to talk about it. I'm gonna try doing something a little bit different. It's like something that's a little bit like maybe more active with you guys. If you're up for it, you're up for it. Like you can engage as much as you want, but yeah, instead of me just like talking and you like listening, I want you guys to work a little bit. So we'll see. Bread and cookies. Oh, the other thing that I've become obsessed with, panettone. Why did no one tell me? Why? No one told me. No one told me, hey, Janessa, you would really love panettone. Here you go. Have a panettone. No one told me. Yeah, I can eat. I discovered I can eat a full one in like a few days' time. Proud, proud. Ooh, you're Portuguese. Kind of multitasking here. Diego, I love your name. Yeah, panettone. But I only tried, and I have another. Like, I ended up with 2. This is bad news bears. It's great news bears. It's great news bears. Is it dry? No, it's not dry. No one told me. It's like a brioche. It's a sweet bread. And like it pulls apart. Like you think like I'm gonna cut it. No, you just like dig into it with your cat claws. It's a sweet bread. It's delicious. It's not dry. My New Year's resolution. I want to talk about that. I don't have resolutions. Okay, I just feel like there's like a lot of is animosity the right word? There's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of judgment around like resolutions and like people are like they don't work. So we're not doing resolutions. We are not doing resolutions. We are not forcing ourselves to change. We're not doing that. We don't force ourselves to do anything. Okay? We select. We go, that please. Like we just place an order and we go, now I have it. Now I'm that. Okay, but I'm going to talk about that. So no New Year's resolutions. But it is, like, it just is an undeniable thing that a new year comes and whenever, like, I know that it's, like, not really, like, a new year and depending on, like, what calendar you celebrate, you know, it's, like, all up here. But there is something about, like, okay, I gotta start over. What do I want next year to be? And that does feel really nice. Like, January 1st is maybe my favorite day of the year because it feels so fresh and clean. So fresh and clean. You know, like Calvin and Hobbes? If you guys know this cartoon, like this specific, like, square of cartoon that I'm talking about, there's a Calvin and Hobbes, like, that takes place on New Year's and they go sledding, you know, and it's just like white snow. And I don't even remember what he says, but it's something like, I don't know, just like Calvin and Hobbes looking out on like a beautiful hill of white snow. You know what that means. I wrote my book. Your auntie came from Egypt. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna party a little. What's my book? I think I can write my book. I have so many writing projects I want to do, so I'm gonna commit to one. But yeah, I wanna write a fantasy. I wanna try my hand. And if I can't do fantasy, if I'm more of like a realistic fiction girly, I'm gonna be okay with that. But I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna like experiment. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I also have like, I have ideas for stories. And it's not like concrete enough to share. But I'm like thinking of things in a new exciting way that has me happy, has me excited. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna get into like today's topic and we're gonna be talking about past and future. And this just feels very like important at this time of year. Because if we are like stepping into this new fresh snow, right? It matters where it is you think you're coming from and what you're stepping into. So if you guys want to like actually be active with this, like I want you asking yourself these questions and kind of reflecting as I talk. So I want to talk to you guys about 2024. about your 2024 and your perception of it. Like, if you could grade it on a like 0 to 100 scale, you know, what grade would it get? Like, just what comes to mind when you think of the past year? Was it a good year? Was it a bad year? Was it fruitful? Was it productive? Was it really difficult? Was it really exciting? If you think of like different categories, you can like go into categories if you want. You know, if you think of your love life, how is it in terms of like your romantic life? How is it in terms of just like your relationships in general or your friendships? How was it in terms of your family life? How was it in terms of like your self-esteem and your confidence? Like, how did you show up in the world? Were you confident in 2024? Were you like, how did you show up in terms of like, how did you feel about yourself in 2024? Did you like yourself? Did you struggle with yourself? Did you love yourself? Were you kind to yourself? Were you hard on yourself? How did you feel about yourself? And also, how did you feel other people thought of you? Like, what kind of messages did you get from other people about who you are, or what kind of person you are, or how valuable or important or special or smart or whatever, or beautiful or attractive or whatever it is? Like, what was that in 2024? In terms of like your goals, I don't know if you're like a goal person. Did you hit your goals? Did you not? How did you react in terms of that? How were you with yourself in terms of like how you perceived, you know, those results? I'm trying to think of other aspects, you know, like your body. Did you feel good about your body? Did you like your body? Did you feel like it lived up to like what you wanted in terms of like, it can either just be aesthetic, or was it like strong? Did you work on it? You know, did you feed it? What did you do with that body of yours, right? How did you feel about it? How did you interact with it? How did you talk to it? How did you think about it? How did other people react to it or think about it? And even if you're like, I don't know what other people thought about it, like, you know what you think other people think about it. You know? Which like really does matter. It's all you. In terms of your health, like, were you healthy? Were you healthy? I don't know. Can you answer that for yourself? And that could be mentally too. How is your mental health? How is your emotional health? How were the other people in your life? Were they healthy? Were they happy? Were they content? Were they fulfilled? Was it easy to be around others in 2024? Was it challenging? What was triggering in 2024? Why? I don't know. There's a whole year. You just lived a whole year of your life, 365 days. And now, sitting at the end of it, or standing or whatever, being at the end of it, you know, there's residue. Let's put it that way. There's residue. And there's an impression of what it is you just lived through. Okay? And if you're writing this down, or if you just kind of like gather that in your mind, I'm a person who can like gather in my mind pretty easily. All that being said, bringing that past that actually is dead, 2024, all those days that I just mentioned, yeah, it's not here anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. It's not real anymore. You're bringing it here. I'm asking you to bring it here. Okay, I'm asking you to like raise it from the dead, basically, and make it present in the now moment, today, now. How does that inform all of that now? I'm bringing it on stage with me, right? That's the moment before, and now we're bringing it on stage into now. How does that inform who you are right now? How do you feel about yourself right now, with that being the before moment? How does it make you feel about like I don't know, just that is like helping you to now like situate yourself in this, and yeah, just notice how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your life, how you feel about others. That all being like what you think happened. Okay. And then I'm gonna you guys are gonna stay with me because you're so brilliant and so smart and so wise, and you get it. Okay, now I want you to like go back into your 2024, and we're gonna polish it a little bit. We're gonna make it perfect. I don't know if you guys realize this, but you lived like a perfect year. None of this like, oh, thank God that year is over. Like, you lived the perfect year. It was perfect. It was immaculate. It was exquisite. It was beautifully carried out. Really. Okay. And either you can just like choose to like, okay, I'm gonna like look at it through the lens of perfection. If you want to think of it like rose-colored glasses, okay. And you might notice that if you look at it through that lens, you're gonna select different memories, different events, different ways of looking at things. It was perfect. It was such a beautiful, perfect year. Like, in a way, we're so sad to see it go, because that was the best year you've ever lived. So you can just choose to like leave it as it was, but change the perception, the filter, okay? Perfect colored glasses, okay? Or, you know what? It doesn't exist anymore. We get to play with it however we want. We can revise. We can change the events. Anything disappointing that happened, we're gonna forgive it and make it perfect. We're gonna make it perfect. So I don't know if there was like something that you're like, oh, something that still is like there for you. I didn't hit this, or I didn't get this, or this happened. It was really difficult. We're not gonna like bring that into the future, okay? We're gonna forgive it right now, and we're gonna make it perfect. Either by like changing what happened in our minds, we're gonna change it, we're gonna make it beautiful and wonderful and everything that we needed that moment to be. Everything that we needed, everything that like our little heart was like, this, I need this, I need this. We're gonna give it to ourselves back there in 2024, okay? So everything that we wanted, we got it. We got it, we got it, we got it. Everything you wanted to happen, everything you needed in 2024, you got in ways that were even better than you could have hoped for or imagined. Financially, health-wise, beauty-wise, relationship-wise, it was amazing. It was like miracle after miracle after miracle. Everything just unfolded so perfectly, so beautifully. You trusted yourself. You knew who you were. You were powerful. You were confident. You were outspoken. You were lovable. You were charming. You were effortless. You were talented. You were articulate. You were funny. You were sharp. You were witty. You were intelligent. You were so intelligent in 2024. People were so good to you. People were so good to you, so kind to you, so respectful to you, so loving towards you. It was a perfect year. If you want to go back and actually work on this later after the talk, I recommend that, but whatever you feel is best. You don't have to like work on it too much, but because you can just like hear this and accept this. And it can be that simple, okay? But if you want to go back later. Okay, now all of that with this perfect 2024, I want you to I want you to just like notice how you feel about yourself now, this present moment now, with this new before, with this new like moment before stepping on the stage of like now. Who do you think you are now? How do you feel about yourself now? How do you feel about your life now? How do you feel about others now? with this new squeaky, squeaky, shiny, shiny, sparkly, sparkly 2024 that we got to live and we got to experience. It changes it, right? There's no like redemption we need to seek. I think a lot of people have that at this time of year. Maybe that's why resolutions don't work. There's this like redemption story, like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted, so I have to, so come on, we're gonna get it next year. No, you got it. You were perfect. You were perfect. So now you just get to like step in being like, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm the proof that everything works out for me. I'm already that person. I have nothing to prove in 2025 because I already have it. And now I just get to enjoy this year. I get to just enjoy. I get to just live it. I don't have to make up for anything. I don't have to like, no, I don't have to force myself to change. What could I possibly want to change? I'm perfect. I get to just like grow if I want. I get to just notice and be present and be alive and see what comes up for me that I'm like, oh, I'll have some of that. Okay, I'll have some of that. And knowing that everything worked out perfectly in the past and that I'm capable of that. That I'm capable of that. Why wouldn't I be capable of what's to come? I've proven myself. You know, like the proof exists now. So, hey, you're bread, you're panettone, you're proven, okay? I'm giving you the proof. You've been like yeasted and you've been like sitting on the counter and you're proof. You're proofed, okay? I don't know what this metaphor is, but you're proofed. Now you just get to become bread, or you're already the bread. I don't know. This metaphor can go. Okay. So, I don't know about you. I feel really different already, just kind of talking through this. Now I want to talk about the future. Okay? So already, you might be feeling a little bit different about the future. You know, kind of like resetting yourself. You're like a friggin' phoenix. Guess what? You're a friggin' phoenix, and now your future might already look different than it would have before. Probably does. But I want to go through the exact same thing with you, and I want to time travel with you to December 28th, 2025. It's coming. December 28th, 2025. Can you guys feel it? I can like kind of feel it. It's kind of freaking me out. I'm like, okay, I'm there. And it might be really specific. It might be really general. It might be just like feelings. It might be like, who's that version of you? Who's that person experiencing December 28th, 2025? Looking back on their year. What did they experience? What did they do? Who were they? How did they show up? How did other people show up? How did they perceive life? How did they perceive themselves? How do they feel about themselves, like, on this day in the future? How do they feel about themselves? Because you probably already have an idea. And even if you don't, if like it's super vague and you're the kind of person that's like, I don't know, I probably feel like whatever I feel like right now. Cool, that's what you're gonna get. Cool. That's what you think the future is for you. If you're like, I'm gonna be completely different, that's what it is for you. But it can be anything. But just notice, I want you guys naturally to like notice who you think that person is. Yeah, how are their finances? All the same stuff. All the different aspects of their life. Did they get everything they wanted? How do they feel about themselves? Did they grow? Are they content? Are they happy? Are they excited about life? Like really, as if they were here right now and could like tell you and talk to you, or you could just look at them and know. Like, yep, that's your future. That is you in the future. That's like perfect fortune telling. Like, there you go. That's you. Here you go. Just naturally what's there. And then I want you to, like, come on. Use a little imagination. If you're perfect, you're perfect. You're perfect. You're perfect. And life for you is perfect. If that is true, and it is, who is that person on December 28th, 2025? Who is that person? Are they actually different? They don't need to be, you know? You don't need to change. Like, change comes from this idea that change can't exist without this idea that, like, what is here now is somehow less than. You know, like, you wouldn't want change if you really believed that this moment and this you was perfect. Why would you want to change that? Why would you need to? So if that goes away, then suddenly it's not this, like, it's not this burden. Life isn't this burden. Life isn't this, like, school. Life isn't this challenge. Life isn't this task. Life isn't this effort. Life isn't this redemption story, right? It's just like a pick your own adventure. It's just a game. It's just like, I don't know, what do I want? What's exciting to me? What feels good? What would make my heart beat faster? What would make me smile? What do I want? How big can I dream? How big can you dream for that future self a year from now? How big can you dream? And not because you need to, because you don't, because you're perfect, but because you can, because you can select anything. So as good as you are right now, 2025, that's like multiplied by 1,000. Not because it needs to, just because, like, exponentially every day you showed up as this like perfect version of yourself. And it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and you're unshakable in your sense of self and your self-love and your self-confidence. You are unshakable, like you are unrecognizable. And you're proud of yourself. Your self-love isn't even like, people kind of ask you about it, and it's almost a strange question that you don't know how to answer because it's so obvious that you would love yourself. It's like, how could I not? How could I not? I don't even really understand the question. And it's just so obvious that I'm someone who deserves that, who gets that, because I'm so amazing and wonderful and lovable. Like, it's just like a natural reaction to being around me and to being me. And yeah, I'm successful in whatever way I choose to be. And yeah, I'm financially free in whatever way I choose to be. And I get what I want, and I say something, and I declare something, and I think something, and I decide something, and it happens. It happens because I know that I'm in control, and that I'm just selecting, and that if I can think about it, if I can think it, it can exist. It's possible for me. In the same way that all the negative shit was possible if I focused on that. And I'm just gonna always turn my attention towards what I want. That's it. That's all I have to do. That's all I have to do. I don't have to redeem anything. I don't have to change anything. I just go that, and I trust myself. So this future you, they're everything. And it's crazy because you recognize them. Like, someone explained, I want to bring this up. Someone explained their relationship with their wife to me, and it was so beautiful because it wasn't like they didn't have certain problems or certain like issues, but the reason that he stayed, like the reason that he was like, no, this is my wife, is because she felt somehow like the fulfillment of a question that he had forgot he asked. Like, he recognized her, but he recognized her as something that like a past wish, like a past like shooting star or something, you know what I mean? And it was like, I don't care what comes up in this relationship because she's mine. She's mine. And so this future 2025 version of you, what's crazy is she's that wish fulfillment that you always knew you could be. Like, you know her. You know her right now. You recognize her right now. You recognize her. You recognize her almost more than you do like this present self or him. You're like, right, that guy. Of course, that guy. I knew it. I knew the ending. I knew it. I knew I'd become him. I knew it. I was right. I was right. I was right. He's that. Okay? He is fulfillment in whatever way that means to you. That's your future. I'm telling you your future. Okay? And now, knowing that that's your future, how do you feel about the present moment? Knowing that that's your future. That, like, he's there. He's that guy. He's there. Sorry. He's there. How do you feel about yourself right now? How do you feel about your life? How do you feel about right now? Like, is there actually anything to worry about? Is there anything to worry about? Is there anything to not like, or not trust, or not believe in, or like doubt, or... That's your future. He's there. He's there right now. He's coming. And if you're thinking, oh, but I have to do things to get there. Like, I have to force him to exist. No, you don't. You just choose him. You don't have to force anything. You just choose him, and you already did. You already chose him. He's you. He is you. You get to just be him. Isn't that what you want? You get to just be him right now, because you know that's you anyway. So you can delay it if you want. You can be like, okay, this year, like, we're gonna slowly inch towards that guy. Day by day, day by day, and you can do it like that, and that's like a nice and easy way. Day by day, we're inching towards that guy. If that's what feels right to you. But you can also just be like, why would I put it off? Why would I put it off? He's right there. I think I'll just like be him now. Why not? You have choices. But if that's actually like fulfillment for you, be fulfilled right now. And all of this, I just want to say, like, all of this like time travel that I've been doing with you, like, I just want you to recognize that yeah, none of it like it's just you. You've just been projecting yourself into different spaces. You've just been imagining. You've just been using this like incredible gift, this incredible mind, this incredible heart, and like all these emotions and feelings and intuition. Like, that's all just there for you. All of this is obviously just there for you. It's just there, right? And you can manipulate it, and you can play with it. You can play with time. It doesn't actually exist, but it like really does inform the present moment. And so that's the biggest takeaway that I actually want you to get from this, is that like an actor on stage, a really good performance, you like really believe that they're coming from somewhere and they're going somewhere afterwards. So they enter stage left, right, enter stage left, and you really believe that, like, I don't know, they're coming from the doctors, or like they're coming from like making out with their lover or whatever it is, and you really believe that, and that is there in the scene, whether you can like whether they ever mention it or not, but it's like there, and it just kind of infuses the scene and makes it alive and makes it real. It just like makes the person, like, I don't know, it's just this feeling you get, right? It's like subtle, it's subtle, but it's life. It's life. And you believe that after that scene is over, they're going somewhere too. You just believe it. They're not like, okay, now I go back into the ether. Like, you believe that that character is going somewhere. There's a future. And that infuses the scene too. Okay? And you're doing that for yourself every minute of every day, whether you recognize it or not. You're coming from a place and you're going to a place. You're coming from a place and you're going to a place. And even if it's just like, even if the place that you're coming from is like, I was crying, or like, I didn't feel good and now I'm here and maybe after I'll feel better. Like, the place can be like emotional, the place can be like mental, the place can be whatever it is, but it's infusing and like informing your present now moment, okay? And you can choose. Like, be aware and choose. And do whatever is like the most powerful and the most settling for yourself to actually exist, and like make this scene, because I'm like a friggin' actor and I'm like, whatever, this works for me, as like as lived in as possible. As lived in as possible. Like, we're gonna live in this scene so hard. It's gonna be, you know how an actor hates being on stage with like a dog or a baby because they're so in the moment, and it's so mesmerizing. It is so mesmerizing. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It's just like, that there's something about that moment, because they're not anticipating anything and they're not avoiding anything. They're not like playing for the laugh, they're not playing for the joke, they're not trying to prove anything, they're not trying to be anything, right? They're just like spontaneous and alive and open and observant, and they're just themselves. Like, they're just kind of settled and they're so in the moment, so in the moment. And we're going to give that to ourselves by making the past and present perfect. Perfect, so that there's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. I think out of everything I've said today, I just want to give you guys that going into 2025. Like, I want you to have baby consciousness. Or toddler consciousness, you know? Where it's not like how sad would it be to be like a little toddler who's like, this already makes me like want to weep. Imagine seeing a little toddler who's like, I'm really disappointed in myself in my 2024. So I'm gonna put my head down and like really, really, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna really do it. No. And it's not that the toddler doesn't like try things, it doesn't grow and doesn't learn. Of course he does, but he doesn't come from a place of like, I suck, so I have to do that. No, he's just like naturally curious. He naturally wants to do those things. He's naturally called to like experience certain things and have fun and play and learn and do whatever captures his attention, you know, captures his like excitement, captures his joy. So I want you to have like bringing a little toddler consciousness going into 2025. And if you're like, okay, I'm gonna like effort myself into being that way. No, you're just gonna like choose it. Like, there's nothing to prove, there's nothing to redeem. You know the end. You know the end. You know the end. So you can relax and you can just live and you can just have fun. Really, you can have fun. You can have fun. You can put all the walls down, all the like protective measures, you can throw them away. You know the end. You know the past. It's perfect. And anytime something suggests otherwise, you can just change that because all there is now. And yeah, you get to just live. Isn't that actually what you want? I think that's what I want. I think when I imagine, like, I don't know, when I fantasize about like different versions of myself, ultimately it's like, oh, I could just be if I was that version. So, guess what? You can just be. You can just have this moment. Is there anything better than this? Honestly? I don't think so. Okay. That was like a little bit of a different style. I don't know if you guys liked it. But yeah. I'll decide that you liked it. It was good for me to approach it a bit differently. Pegasus Kid. Hi. Hi, Immune Cookie. Hi, Lisa. No Moo. I like your take. I'm thinking about it. Yeah. I mean, just, this is, I almost like just talked about this, but I kind of wanted to make it more timely for the new year. But I would just say like a really simple way, like I think just like a really, really, really good rule to live by, maybe I'll talk about this next time, is to just always be aware of like, why are you taking this action? Why are you doing this? Why are you behaving this way even? Why are you speaking this way? Why, but like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And if the answer is like ever because I'm not good enough as I am, or like anything negative, anything that comes from fear, we're not gonna take that action. Because that's just perpetuating an idea of ourselves that like we don't choose. So instead be aware of like, be like perfect already. Perfect. And then from that place, what actions do we want to take? What actions make sense for that? And like that's how, stack your life that way, you know? Last stream of 2024. Yeah, I'm really, guys, I'm actually like really proud of myself. I forget when I like started this up again with the fall, but I've like stuck to it, and some days I like really didn't want to. If I'm being honest, some days I was like, come on, I deserve a break. But yeah, it was that. It was like, who am I being? Why don't I want to show up? Why don't I want to show up? Just be like honest with yourself. You can't lie to yourself. Why don't you want to show up? Chances are you don't want to show up because of some like negative fear bullshit. So guess what? You have to show up. But it's all about like, it's just, you can't lie to yourself. Who do you think you are at this moment in time? And if it's anything less than your ideal, if it's anything less than perfect, if it's anything less than like the fullest expression of you, you're taking action in a way to like change it, you know? The minute that you decide, I need to change this, I need to change this, I need to force something, you're enforcing that you're not what you want to be. You know, that you don't have what you want. You get it? Guys, I ordered Far Cry 5. I ordered it. I'm gonna play it. I didn't realize it had such a good rating. Mars. Oh, Mars. Hi, how are you? Sorry, I'm like very impartial to names. And I like Mars. Just thinking. I think I'll also do like a live about forgiveness, and I almost just focused on that. Like forgiveness and regret. Regret is so interesting. So interesting. Oh shoot, my bad. Hi, I'm busy. I'm busy.
Later?
Yeah.
Soon?
I'm an actress. You, it's okay? Okay. Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm just thinking about the new year. Yeah, I just want you guys to like commit to yourselves and believe in yourselves. Like really believe in yourselves. I don't know how else to put it. What, you don't have another option. So just trust that it's going to be a great year coming up. Just trust, okay? Just trust it, trust it, trust it, trust it, trust it, trust it. And trust yourself. Just trust yourself and know that like you can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. Yeah, that Waleed, that's amazing. That's exactly what I hoped. I was like, you can write this if you want. And like you can take this, and I think it's just like there's a lot of things that you could just like see what's there for you. What's there naturally, and then like, hey, do you accept that? Do you agree with that? And if not, then like, guess what? You can change it. Oh, I missed it. Support to you. Since you started studying for college, amazing. You Sigma. Am I okay? Yeah. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting one another. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. Or spiritual advice. Yo, I don't know how to call, like I've been calling it like self-growth, self-development, but sometimes like I don't like those terms either. And And even like spirituality, I feel like people think that is, they think that's like tarot or like channeling or like weird esoteric stuff, okay? As opposed to like the nature of who we are and like how reality works. You know, like what's happening. Like that's very different from spirituality, and I think it's like when you open up the box of spirituality, you're like, ooh, look at all these fun toys I get to play with. And what you're not recognizing, or what you can really like lose, and this goes for self-development too, is that like you give power to the toys. And they can be fun to play with, but like essentially it's that like you have all the power, that like your consciousness, your awareness, your I am. And that's not spiritual. That's just like how it is. That's just how it is. Whatever you are aware of is. And you can't argue with it. You're always right. You're always right. And the world is a reflection, and that's just how it is. And so if you're like, oh, but tarot is real, like, yeah, you just said it. Tarot is real. Oh, spirituality is real. Cool. So you just said it. Spirituality is real. Like you get what you're aware of. You get what you confirm and agree with. And that goes too for like self-development. And I might need to do like a whole talk about this too, in that the same thing can happen for self-development of like, you need to do this, you need to show up as this kind of person, and you need to do that, and like all the rules apparently that exist with self-development. And the thing is like, you're giving power to those rules. Like your world has been working perfectly from the stance that you were living before you ever picked up a self-help book. It was working perfectly according to your awareness. Perfectly. It's always working perfectly. So all there is for you to do is to shift awareness. Like, that's pretty much it. That's the only work there is for you to do. There's nothing else to get right. Like there's no way to like properly live life. Do you get that? There's no way to properly do this. You decide. And so all there is for you to actually like realize your power. Realize what's actually happening. Realize that you are all that is. That's all there is for you to do. And then decide. And then decide every minute of your life pretty much. So I don't know if that's self-help or self-development or like self-awareness, self-realization, spirituality. I don't know. This is like a long tangent, but it's actually just because like I don't know how to categorize this. It's just like, hey, who are you? Who are you? The visible channel. Well, that was a really long tangent to your answer, to your question. But I think that's so crucial, and I think that is just so crucial that whenever you watch anyone, spiritual or self-development or anything, just realize that they are giving you rules for how life can work, how it can work. And if you agree to the rules and you give power to the rules and you're like, yes, 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 then you'll get the results and you'll be like, oh, the rules work. Good. So everyone is just like, I'm not going to say selling, but everyone is like offering you different sets of like beliefs that can work for you if you want, but you ultimately have the power. And so sometimes you can be like, I need this, like self-help, I guess I need this, and I need a sprinkle of this, and I need this, and oh, this is why my life hasn't been working. Oh, this is why my life hasn't been working. And it will be never ending. And essentially you're like, you're giving everything away to someone else. So don't ever do that. Like, I think like primary is for you to realize who you are and what awareness, like what consciousness actually is. And that is where the power lies. And from that place, you can give it to certain things or certain people, but ultimately it's you. Bye, Fatal. So like when you're on social or YouTube or whatever or reading, I just be aware that you decide, you get to decide. Don't get caught up with other people's rules. Don't. No one can tell you how to be, no one can tell you how to live. I mean, they can, but you have to agree to it. You have to abide by it. You're welcome, Jason. I wish I could see all like your future self. Okay, I'm gonna go. Stefan, hi. I'm just gonna imagine that you're Stefan L. I was like, I'm gonna imagine that you're Stefan from Vampire Diaries. Self-knowledge. Yeah, I like that. It's about knowing who you are. But like the truest sense of like who you are, which is that like, guess what? Right now, at this moment, whatever you think you are and like whatever you think is happening, your assessment of everything, like, guess what? That's true, isn't it? Isn't it? You're like, oh, the snow's white. It's true. So the minute that like I turn my attention like to something else or I decide something else, that becomes true too. You're just always proven right. Like it's right. The thing is, it's right there. It's like right in your face. Why your life is the way it is and why you are the way you are. It's right in your face. But people overlook it because they think like all the rules and all the answers that other people have come up with, that's where it exists. And it's not that, it's like whatever they're feeding themselves. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. I just want to say like Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Enjoy yourselves. Go out, have fun. Enjoy this like weird like Wild West week. Do whatever you feel like. Give yourself permission to like do whatever you want this week. Today is the best day of your life. Tomorrow is the best day of your life. 2 days from now is the best day of your life. Live every day like it's the best day of your life. Expect good things for yourself and it will be proven true. 2025 is going to be amazing, but guess what? 2024 was stunning. What a stunning year. And I'm so proud of all of you, and I hope that you're proud of yourselves too, because you did it. You did it. And now you get to just like enjoy what's to come. Okay? I love you. Bye.